Hello, welcome back. I have a couple of problems from section 1.3, multiplying and dividing, and a couple of problems from section 1.4, applications. We're going to focus on the tricky problems, of course. This is number 66 from page 48. You rent an apartment with 3 bedrooms for $1,250 per month, and you know the rent will increase each year after the first year by $50 per month. A asks what will you pay in rent for the first year. B asks what total amount will you pay during the first 3-year period. C asks what about the first 5-year period. Please pause the video and read that question again. When you read the question again, I hope you see that parts A, B, and C are somewhat related. So I'm going to suggest that you get all of your information together before you start solving the problem. We're going to put our information together in a table, and we don't care how neat it is, we just care that all the information is on there. Our table needs to have 3 columns and 5 rows. So how are we doing? Is that 5? We'll just call the first one years. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And then when you read your problem carefully, you saw that the information was given in months, but the questions were all asking for years. So we need to get our information down in months and in years. What was 1 month of rent in the first year? $1,250. What about the second year? It's going to go up by $50 per month. So let's take a minute and do that. Then what about the years? How do we figure out how much we're going to pay in a year? Everything in the month column is going to need to be times by 12. So let's take a moment to do that. We'll take 1,250 months times by 12, and that'll get the yearly rent. And do that for the rest of this column, please. Okay, we have all of our information. Now let's go back and read our question again. A, what will you pay in rent for the first year? Well, there it is right here. First year is $15,000. What about B? What total amount will you pay during the first 3-year period? Well, we have all of our years here, so we just have to get the first 3. We're going to add this, and this, and this. We add those together, and we get $46,800. And C, during the first 5-year period. Well, that's all of the years here in our table. We're going to add these all together, and we do that, and we get 81,000. What else do we have here? This is number 74 on page 50. Large amounts of land are measured in acres, not square feet. Metric units of land area are ares and hectares. 1 acre is equal to 43,560 square feet, or 4,840 square yards. A, find the number of acres in a piece of land in the shape of a rectangle, 4,356 feet by 1,000 feet. And B, find the number of acres in a piece of land in the shape of a right triangle with sides of length 500 yards by 968 yards. Take a minute to read the question again. And after you read the problem twice, I hope you see that this metric units of land, we're not going to use those. They're just asking us for acres. So even though we hope someday to be on the metric system, that's not going to happen today. Let's get rid of that. And then this whole first sentence is a nice little explanation, but we don't really need it in there. So let's keep it simple. We need to know that 1 acre is equal to this many square feet or this many square yards. Here we go. Find the number of acres in a rectangle. We're going to draw the rectangle and label it. 4,356 feet on this side, 1,000 feet on this side. Doesn't matter which side is which. Nope. Just label it. And to find the area, we're going to do the length times width. So we multiply these two, and we get 4,356,000. 4,356,000 what? Bananas? No. Feet? No. Square feet. Did we answer the question? No, because they're asking us about acres. How many acres? We need to take our 4,356,000 and divide it by the 43,560 that they gave us in the beginning. And you should get 100 acres. Okay? For B, we're going to have a right triangle. A right triangle is a triangle with a square corner. And this triangle is 500 yards by 968 yards. Doesn't matter which is which. No. And the area of a triangle is length times width divided by 2. So we have 500 times 968 divided by 2. And that equals 242,000 square yards. Did we answer the question? No, because it says find the number of acres. So this is a square yards problem. So we're going to use this number up here. We're going to take our 242,000 square yards divided by 4,840 and get 50 acres. I'm so tongue-tied from these big numbers. So I'm just put this little note in here about what I actually did, not what I said. I already messed up this problem once. I don't want to do it a third time. Here we go. Thank you. What do we have next? Solving tricky problems. These come from the application section, which is just all word problems. But we're pros at this, so we're not going to have any problems. We're going to read the problem at least twice. We're going to try to draw a picture and label it. We're going to circle keywords. And if we need to, we're going to cross stuff out. And we can always try something. So, number 18 on page 62 says find the perimeter of a rectangle that has a width of 18 meters and a length of 25 meters. And also find its area. So we're going to draw a picture of a rectangle that's 18 by 25. Doesn't matter which is which. Nope. Just label it. Now I'm always going to tell you when you're doing perimeter problems to actually label every side. It's a very common mistake to just add the 2 sides that they give you in the book. But you have to remember that there's a side over here and a side over there, and we need to add them all. So perimeter is an adding problem. Add up all the sides, and we get 86. 86 what? Meters. And for the area, we know that area is length times width. So we have 18 times 25 And that equals 450. 450 what? Square meters. Okay. And lastly, we have another perimeter and area problem. And I want to include this one because this is a very popular tricky problem for triangles. I'm going to explain what I mean after we read it. It's number 26 on page 65 from your book. A triangle with sides of 5 inches, 5 inches, and 6 inches is given. If the height is 4 inches, find the perimeter and find the area. Okay, let's start. Your book has a picture like this that has all of this information labeled. Now, the problem is we have more numbers than we need. Remember, perimeter is the length around the outside of a shape. So we just need the 5 and the 5 and the 6. Equals 16 what inches? Not bananas. And for the area, it is very, very common, tricky problem to have a triangle area question with this extra information out here. The height is always the height straight up and down from the base. No diagonal sides. We want the height straight up and down from the base. That's this one. So when we say the area equals the base times the height divided by 2, it's the 4 and the 6 that we're after. Not the 5s. Get rid of those 5s. And that, my friend, equals 12. Inches? No. Square inches. Okay, that's that. Thank you for listening. I hope it helps. Let me know if you have any questions.